Fire have controlled the zone time here so far, at least in this first period. Icing the call, though, on Holy Family with 7:02 remaining in the first period. As hopefully we've just solved our audio problem again. Appreciate your patience. Josh Powers alongside you here this afternoon. Thanks for spending some of your early weekend with us. Holy Family in Eden Prairie doing battle. Here's a shot from a face-off win for Eden Prairie. A stick saved by Blair. Holy Family, you see, leading 1-0 on a unassisted goal by Taylor Keppel. Took advantage of a turnover she created in the Eden Prairie zone and did the rest. Here is Keppel for Messner. Messner looking out middle, out of the reach of Limke. And now Messner for Keppel, but she was tied up neatly in front. Good defensive play by Pergondi. It's Addie Mitchell through center. Caught there by Padosh as she shovels it across. Valentini to center. Up for Moss. They're changing behind her, so she'll just fling it on net and get a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone as it's corralled by the outstanding senior goaltender, Molly Gorgon. Her numbers have just been outstanding, even though Eden Prairie's 5-5 overall. Not because of Gorgon. A minuscule 1.57 goals against and a save percentage of 93.9. That's going to get the job done. Molly Gorgon's having a great year, as is the Holy Family goaltender. We'll talk about Blair momentarily. Only had to make 3 saves so far. None have really, there's been one that maybe was kind of a dangerous variety. The other 2 have been pretty pedestrian. In her own zone, Spanier to center. A lot of Brown. Hits the Holy Family line, plays it cross ice toward the corner. Kept in at the top of the zone by Jordan Hirsch. She tried to get a shot off, but it was blocked. Holy Family's defense has been very good in this game so far. So they battle there. It's touch to center by Helmstetter. So the Fire get a quick change in with just over 5 minutes left in the swift moving first period. Westerhouse, the extra skater, dumps it in. Holy Family will work on the forecheck. It's around the wall for Holt. Holt, good vision to play it up ahead, but they couldn't exit the zone. Westerhouse helping to hold the line. Finally pried free by Anna Brown. She sends it across this side for Holt. Limke takes it away though. Limke back toward the line. Valentini, her shot blocked nicely out front by Jordan Hirsch. Hirsch now picks it up at the half wall, plays it across. Tipped away though by Valentini, but Holy Family had to touch up, so that allows Benson to enter Fire defensive zone. But Holy Family haven't spent a lot of time defending in their own end in this first period so far. Thrown around the wall by Valentini. There to play it, Rubin for EP, up for Benson. Waves at it, gets it to center. Turned back by Charchenko at the line. And played toward the corner by EP. We'll have to check that at the break. Number 16 is listed as Valentini, but I saw the back of her jersey say Morgan. Wonder if that's a number mix-up. Morgan listed on our program as number 23. We'll try to correct that for you at the break. And I think they just got those numbers mixed up, and I'm looking at the roster. So apologize for that confusion, but Valentini 23, Morgan 16. So we'll get that fixed for you at the break, at least on the line chart I have. Played to center. Here's a turnover. It's Spanier. You see her speed. They play her back on defense, but she's one of their better skaters, number 7 in black. Just couldn't quite complete that play there. Spanier will backhand it into the zone. Around for a look is Kelly. Kelly, nice pass up the middle, and the Fire break it out quickly. It's Messner. Left side, her wrist shot blocked. by Pergondi. She's had a couple of blocks here in the first period. You see why the EPD is so strong. You've got Spanier and Pergondi back there, plus goaltender Gorgon. They have been difficult to crack this year. They've allowed just 21 goals so far this year, Eden Prairie. Or correction, 29 goals so far this year. Even with a 5-5-3 record, so just about 2 goals per game for EP is all they give up on average. Holy Family pretty stingy as well. They have allowed only 22 goals this year. So if they can get to 2, there's a rebound just wide by Kuipers. The Eagles would love to get her more opportunities. Circling the zone, Lotta Brown with a shot. That didn't miss by much. As the Eagles, you see, are on the power play. On an interference call, a power play that has struggled this year, that just 6%. Trying to increase that number here. Spanier, her shot blocked out high by Moss as the Fire clear with 30 seconds gone by on the first penalty of the game. As you would imagine, the Holy Family penalty kill, you only allow 22 goals all year. You're probably going to have a pretty good percentage, and that's true with 87.3% penalty kill success rate. Lotta Brown trying to get around Kelly, but ran out of real estate. It's Valentini down there. Here's Brown on the half wall. Slides it toward the circle. Wanted to get Pergondi, but pass didn't connect, and it should be a clear here for the Fire. Nifty moves by Valentini as she plays it up ahead. It's Libby Camp. She'll deflect it toward goaltender Gorgon. She steers it to the corner. Meanwhile, just 35 seconds remaining in the penalty. Spanier backhands it over to the wall. Caught there by Bauer. As it'll be Pergondi entering the zone. Held up at the half wall as we hit the final minute here in the first period. Anna Brown, her wrist shot, fought off by goaltender Blair. With under 10 in the penalty, Brown again, kicked away by Blair. And with 45 to go in the period, the penalty is over. Brown one more time, this time a slap shot that misses wide. Rebound to the weak side as they crack away out front. It was turned back by Blair. Gretchen Bauer had that opportunity for EP. Here's Bauer again. Poked away to center. We'll see if the Fire can get a line change out of this. They'll get a couple players over the wall. Anna Brown sends it in again. Paydosh to Moss along the wall. Good block there, though, by Maida. Maida trying to get it to the point for Holt. Denied by Holy Family, and just 5 seconds left in this period, so Kelly's going to keep it on the perimeter to avoid a last-second scoring chance, and Holy Family's going to take a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. The unassisted goal by Taylor Keppel, 6.5 minutes in, holding up so far as Eden Prairie ends up out shooting Holy Family 6-4 with 3 shots coming on that power play at the end of the period. So a good first period here at the Victoria Ice Arena. We'll take our first intermission break as you're watching Holy Family and Eden Prairie on mnhockey.tv. The Fire leading 1-0 after 1. I don't think he had whatever this audio cord that was never plugged in. So I think he just forgot to plug it in.
You know what's supposed to be done with the equipment when you leave?
No clue.
Is he sticking around for the whole thing?
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he down there?
I don't know.
I can't see that far without my glasses.
Neither can I. Even with glasses.
Yeah, I think he's down there. I'm going to go talk to him. So they got a number mix up here. Welcome back inside the Victoria Ice Arena. I'm just about ready to start the second period. Holy Family, the home team. Eden Prairie, the visiting team. It's the Fire who lead 1-0 after one on the strength of that even strength goal for Taylor Keppel, her third goal of the season. As the players just about ready to come out onto the ice for this second period. Eden Prairie out shooting Holy Family in that first period by a count of 6-4. Josh Powers with you on mnhockey.tv. Two teams that figure to be there with a chance to go to the state tournament. They met last year in the section semifinals with EP defeating Holy Family, ending their season. So the Fire want some revenge. They haven't played Eden Prairie since, and they're trying to win their 8th game in a row to improve to 10-4-2. Eden Prairie coming in with a record of 5-5-3, but they've played one of the most difficult schedules in all the state. Both teams are back out on the ice for this second period. So a tough task for Eden Prairie. Say, well, they're only down one, but Holy Family only gives up 1.47 goals per game. And for Eden Prairie, they have almost half their goals on the season in their 2 wins against Buffalo. If you take out those 2 games, it's been just one game this year where Eden Prairie has scored 3 or more. So a tough challenge to be sure here for Eden Prairie. They had some chances, notably on that power play at the end of the period. I haven't mentioned Holy Family's power play, by the way. It's been very strong for them, 24.1%. So Eden Prairie doing a nice job staying out of that box in the first period. So ready for the second period. Holy Family in the home white and green trim. EP in the black with the red and green. Or red and blue, red and white, excuse me. Underway in period number 2. It's Kuipers. Shot from outside the circle, misses wide. They'd love to get her more chances. Their leading scorer by far. She has 11 of their 30 goals this year. Does Kuipers as she sends it across. Here's Spanier with a shot that ricochets just wide to the corner. As looking for a deflection in front was Haley Scheel. Good first shift for EP to start this second period. It's Messner, though, on the counterattack. Patted away with the rebound out front as the net comes free. They should stop play here. It is very ajar down there. I don't think the officials see it just yet. Now they finally do. It should have been stopped about 10 seconds earlier. Crashing into the net was goaltender Gorgon. Messner, by the way, who took that shot, she's a junior. She is verbal committed to the University of Vermont for hockey. Holy Family has several players already verbaling to Division I schools. We'll talk about that as they come up. Fire win the draw. Back to Valentini. Or correction, that's Morgan, excuse me. Those numbers mixed up in the first period. Maddie Morgan, number 16, Valentini, 23 this afternoon. Helmstetter into the zone. There to play it, though, Ella Conrad, that eighth grader for Eden Prairie. Around the wall to Benson. Pride free, though, by Camp. Tried to get it back to the point for Morgan, but taken away there by the Eagles. It's Lotta Brown. Dumps it in. Helmstetter. Pass up ahead. Now it's Josie Lynn. Lynn to the corner. On that fourth line with Wojcicki and Charchenko. out for their first shift here in the second period. Pass out front. Blocked by Conrad. They'll try again to the middle. Another block. That time it was Jordan Hirsch. Eden Prairie sends it to center. And now it's Anna Brown. Rubin dumps it in at the end of her shift. It's Kelly. She's headed to Ohio State, at least verbaled there to the Buckeyes. It's her pass just a little bit too far for Lynn, scooped up at neutral by Spanier. Having to hustle back. It's Paige Holt against two Fire players. Holt does the best to draw some time off while her teammates could catch up. Knutson for Holy Family. Out front, that didn't miss by much. Here's a wrister from deep, patted away by Gorgon. The shot taken by Maddie Morgan. Morgan, one of the captains, she's verbaled to Brown University. Morgan plays it up ahead. Penalty coming on Eden Prairie. We're going to get to see the Holy Family power play that has been such a strength all year at 24.1%. As it's a tripping call on Eden Prairie's Gianna Kowalski, the freshman. Eden Prairie. Good numbers on the penalty kill, 82.4%, as you would imagine for a team that allows just 2.23 goals per game. Morgan plays it across. Here's Morgan at the circle. Out high. Paydosh taken away though, Kuipers. They have to be wary of her. Here she comes shorthanded. Kuipers, wrister! Rebound! Kick just wide. Just getting enough of that goaltender Blair. So the best chance of the game for Eden Prairie so far comes shorthanded. Now they have to hustle back as the Fire have numbers. Paydosh to Moss. Correction, that's out to Paydosh. Her wrister blockered aside by goaltender Gorgon. Have to be careful again. It's Spanier. Eden Prairie wants a penalty for an interference. Here's Kuiperson, and she scores! Almost had a shorthanded goal a minute ago. This time she finds the back of the net. 12th goal of the year for Grace Kuipers. This game is even at a goal apiece. So one apiece. We'll work on updating our scoreboard, so I apologize for that. I'll continue to call out that this game is a 1-1 tie. Holy Family looking to recapture the lead. Still on the power play, remember, for 34 more seconds. It's Keppel who had the goal back in the first period. Limke winds and fires, kicked aside by Gorgon. 8th save for her. Limke trying to keep it in the zone, and Will slides it across Valentini, lost her edge, but a chance for Kelly as she sends it between the circles, and it's tipped wide by Keppel. Limke, return pass, her shot, didn't get all the way through as the penalty comes to a close. Holy Family 0 for 1 on the power play. There to scoop it up, Kuipers. Ahead, backhanded in by Lotta Brown. Eden Prairie will change. Kelly's pass intercepted at center. Dumped in. Blair steers it behind the net. This is Morgan. Lost control of it. Here's a turnover to Kuipers. The last person you want to turn it over to, but it's a nice kick save by Blair. Eden Prairie's picking up their level of play here in the second period as we have a slashing call. That's going to put Holy Family right back on the power play. And it's on Annabelle Mehta, the sophomore. So the Fire, another chance to go out in front, or perhaps Eden Prairie's thinking maybe our chance to take the lead as they just scored a shorty a moment ago. And the Fire win the draw. It's Morgan who plays it across. Paydosh toward the corner for Moss. Joining her is Camp. Paydosh can't keep it in as it sneaks to center. We have a hand pass as Paydosh not the first to play it after it never really caught it, but it hit her glove. That'll bring the draw back in Holy Family territory. The Fire quickly change up their power play unit. We get Teppel out of there. They'll bring in Limke to take the draw against Kuipers, won by Kuipers. Spanier. Remember, Eden Prairie shorthanded. They want a tip by Kuipers in front. Just didn't connect. Kuipers working on two Holy Family players. Shovels it out to Spanier. Backhanded back to Kuipers. Back for Spanier, deflected wide. Minute 20 remaining in the Holy Family power play, but right now zone time for EP. Good back check by Spanier. Lotta Brown now. Runs over a Fire player, then got tripped up. They're not going to call either incident. A lot of contact for a play on. Limke. Good penalty kill from Eden Prairie here. Messner. Cross ice. Trying to track it down Camp. She does. Camp circling behind the Eden Prairie net. 45 to go in the power play. Limke back for Camp at the circle. Camp harassed by Pergandi. Somehow kept it alive in the zone. Bauer trying to clear and does for the Eagles with a half a minute running in the power play. Morgan will circle behind Sedona Blair. Off the wall, Paydosh through neutral, pass off target, and sent right back the other way into the glove of Blair, and she's forced to hold it as aggressively skating toward the net was Rubin, forcing that face-off with just 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Holy Family a goal in the first, Eden Prairie a goal in the second. It is 1-1. We'll get that scoreboard updated at the end of the period for you. Apologies for that. So far, the penalty kill has been tremendous for EP. They're about to go 2 for 2. That includes a shorthanded goal, and they're going to go right back on the penalty kill again after a tripping call. Drawn by Moss. This one about as obvious as you can get on Lotta Brown. It'll be a 2-player advantage for 3 seconds. And then they'll get Mehta back out there as soon as they can. It'd be great for Holy Family if they could win this face-off and get a little bit of zone time with a 5-on-3 very briefly. Keppel does win the draw. Valentini to Kelly, cross ice. Valentini winds and fires, patted away by Gorgon. And Eden Prairie should clear this. There it goes. Pergandi getting the clear done for the Eagles. Third power play of the game, end of the period for Holy Family, and we're not even midway through the period. But so far they're 0 for 2 and they've given up a shorthanded goal. Here's Kuipers, who scored that goal. Trying to get around Valentini, could not. Just dumps it down as low as she can. Bauer deflects back to center. Pergandi right back in. Already 50 seconds gone by in this latest power play as it slid ahead to Keppel. Then she lost her edge. And that allows Eden Prairie to clear again. These penalty kills, though, have meant a lot of time for that Eden Prairie top line, specifically Spanier and Kuipers. Played pretty heavy minutes so far in the second period. Here's Woike with 47 seconds remaining in the power play. Paydosh back to Woike. Woike shot! Fought off by Keppel as it's still loose in front! And Gorgon, not Keppel. Gorgon for Eden Prairie, apologies there. Dives on it in the nick of time. So save number 11 for Molly Gorgon. 38 seconds remaining in the power play. Won by Kemp. Paydosh thought about a wrister. Now fires with a screen out front. Got through to Gorgon, but she made the save, and Eden Prairie sends it all the way down. Paydosh forced to turn back by Maida. Now she finds Morgan up for Camp. She's attacked aggressively by Spanier as soon as she received that puck. Morgan trying to keep it alive. Dangerous there with Kuipers lurking, and it's an offside call at the Holy Family blue line with just 7 seconds remaining in the power play. Glad you're with us on this Friday afternoon. Josh Powers with you on mnhockey.tv. We're just past the midway point of this game. It's 1-1. Again, we'll get that scoreboard updated at the end of the period. 1-1. Holy Family a goal in the first, unassisted Taylor Keppel. Eden Prairie a goal in the second, a shorthanded goal by Grace Kuipers. And that's where we stand with 7:10 remaining in this second period as Holy Family now 0 for 3 on the power play. Backhanded by Knutson. Over for Kelly. Return pass from Helmstetter. Too far, and it's scooped up by Pergani, who backhands it along the wall. Holy Family forecheck trying for a turnover. At neutral, Helmstetter, but that will be a hand pass. And we'll go back in the Holy Family zone for an offensive faceoff for Eden Prairie. Being outshot 13-11. Pretty even game, have to say, so far in this one. Holy Family's goal back in the first period, a defensive giveaway. And on that shorthanded goal, you saw the same thing. These two teams do not make a lot of mistakes. That's why Eden Prairie allows just over 2 goals per game, playing one of the toughest schedules in the state. Holy Family less than 1.5 goals per game. As that wrister from inside the circle by the 8th grader Ella Conrad, caught by Sedona Blair. We haven't gone over her numbers yet, so let's do that now. They've been outstanding. 5-4-2 record, but the goals against, similar to Gorgon, 1.49, and that save percentage north of 94% for Sedona Blair. So we talked about it at the top. The first to 2 will probably win this game. 3 certainly you would have to think would win. And here we are, late stage of the second, still 1-1. Dug out of there by Eden Prairie. Gretchen Bauer had it taken away at center by Moss. Bauer recaptures at the Holy Family blue line and plays it up ahead. Holt sends it in, tracks it down behind the Holy Family net. Trying to work through a check from Morgan. Eden Prairie wants an interference. Spanier top of the zone, plays it across. Conrad, her wrist shot misses wide with a penalty coming. And this penalty will send Eden Prairie on the power play as they work to get the extra skater out. Kuipers along the wall. Benson cross ice for Conrad. And Holy Family able to touch it up there. Helmstetter, I don't know if she had it for very long, apparently just long enough. So power play time for Eden Prairie, 0 for 1. We mentioned it's a unit that has struggled at just 6% this year. They may help to make up for it, though, with their penalty kill. So power play number 2, a chance for the lead for EP. Penalty, by the way, was on Holy Family's Morgan. As the Fire win the draw, here's Kelly skating nicely through center. Kelly, the future Buckeye, shorthanded. You see her skating ability. Holds it as long as she can, and now Spanier for the Eagles. Good activity on the penalty kill by the Fire. That time it was Woike. Here's Kuipers looking out front, still coasting. Spanier calling for it at the top of the zone instead. Lotta Brown lets it go, and it was heavily deflected out front by the skate of Pergandi, and it trickles on to Sedona Blair. A minute 18 remaining in the second power play of this game for Eden Prairie. It's been an entertaining one from two of the better teams in the metro area. We met in last year's section semifinal in a game that Eden Prairie went on to win. Lotta Brown, cross ice, dangerous pass, nearly picked off by Lemke. Fortunate to keep it in the zone. Kuipers. Spanier, top of the zone, tip to center. Lemke, and then Spanier fell down. It's a breakaway for Lemke. And it's a save by Gorgon. Her biggest save of the game. Kuipers, that's tipped away. Boy, Lemke leads Holy Family in goals. The delicious opportunity, but credit Gorgon. That breakaway save as we're under 30 seconds remaining in the latest Eden Prairie power play. This top line has been out there for the duration. We mentioned their minutes on the penalty kill already. Now they've been out here for almost 2 minutes on the power play. They finally change. Here's Hirsch to the half wall, caught there by Pergandi. Thrown out front, and now a penalty coming. And it's on Holy Family on a check. So the Eagles are going to go back on the power play. Well, actually, a similar situation to earlier. They're going to have 5 seconds of a 5-on-3. This penalty's on Paydosh. So 5 seconds until Morgan can come out. It's a cross check officially. So a brief 5-on-3. Hirsch able to win the draw. Conrad finds Bauer. Her shot smothered, and that whistle comes just after the penalty expired. So nice break there for Holy Family as Morgan is able to come out of the box. But Eden Prairie back on a 5-on-4 power play. Their third of this game to match Holy Family. Bad pass there. That'll cost the Eagles some time. Anna Brown needs to be careful. Eighth grader Conrad. Harassed. Again, Woike doing some good things on the penalty kill along with Moss. Taking Eden Prairie a lot of time to make their way up the ice. Bauer poked away again by Moss. She has to just throw it toward the zone. We're there to play it as Kelly. That's what you want to do on the penalty kill at neutral ice. Force that power play to try to dump it in. And you see why Coach Grossman wants that top unit out there. It has been tough for that second unit on the power play this time around. We'll see if they change it up here midway through the advantage. Actually now down to 45 seconds as Brown sends it D to D. Just over 2 minutes left, second period, and a 1-1 game. We'll update our scoreboard at the end of the period. Apologies for that. It is 1-1. Holy Family a goal in the first. Taylor Keppel Matched, though, by Eden Prairie's Grace Kuiper with a shorthanded goal in the second period. 31 seconds remaining in the power play. Now that top line for EP back out there. Kuiper is able to win the draw. Back to Pergondi. Hit by Keppel as the puck played again by Kuipers. Scooped up though Valentini. Plays it across to Kelly. Messner able to work her way through neutral with under 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Kuipers will give it one more look on the advantage. Kuipers trying to get around Valentini. It does to the backhand, and it was saved by goaltender Blair with under a minute in the period. Here's a dangerous situation. Limke trying to track it down. She's got Camp out front. Camp to the backhand and scores! Holy Family back out front thanks to the 7th goal of the year for Libby Camp. As they took advantage of an Eden Prairie mistake at the blue line, got that 2-on-1. It was an awkward 2-on-1, but Limke was able to track it down and get the pass across in time for Camp to be able to shift to the backhand to get it around goaltender Gorgon. So 2-1. Holy Family. See if the Fire can make that hold up. Remember, just one game for Eden Prairie outside of those 2 wins against Buffalo where they've scored 3 or more in a game this year. They haven't allowed many goals either, but Holy Family able to get 2 past goaltender Gorgon, and both of those basically breakaway situations. Conrad, very promising player for Eden Prairie. We're down to 40 seconds in the period. Morgan collects it, wants to keep it along the perimeter. Here's Moss. Taking away Kuipers. One last shift for the Eden Prairie top line in the period. And that goes straight through both defenders at the Eden Prairie blue line. 15 seconds remaining in the period. Anna Brown. One final rush for Eden Prairie, but it looks like they're going to run out of time in this period. Kelly looks at the clock, heads as far away from an Eden Prairie player as she can, and the remaining seconds come off of this second period. Both teams with a goal in this period as Holy Family will take a 2-1 lead into the second intermission. The Eden Prairie goal evened it at 1 apiece. Grace Kuipers, her 12th of the year, which by far leads the team, but then Holy Family in the final 2 minutes of the period. Libby Camp from Grayson Limke to give the Fire the lead back as the shots are all even at 15 apiece through 2 periods. We'll step aside for the second intermission. Holy Family leading Eden Prairie 2-1. Back for the third period in moments here on mnhockey.tv. Welcome back to the Victoria Ice Arena for this third period. Holy Family leading Eden Prairie 2-1. Josh Powers along with you on mnhockey.tv. Thanks for starting your weekend off with us. It's been a good one so far. An even hockey game as we predicted, a low-scoring one as we thought it would be, at least through 2 periods. And the shots on goal also bear that out. Just 15 shots on goal for each team through 2 periods. Scoring chances have been few and far between. 2 outstanding defenses, 2 outstanding goaltenders, but we have had 3 goals. All of them scored pretty much in breakaway situations, or at least the last Holy Family goal was an odd player rush. Way back in the first period, Taylor Keppel, 6.5 minutes in, put Holy Family out front. It was 1-0 after 1. But then Grace Kuipers, leading scorer for Eden Prairie, with a shorthanded goal early in the second to make it 1-1. Then with under 2 minutes to play in the second, Libby Camp with her 7th goal of the year from leading scorer Grayson Limke with her team-high 12th assist. Came just after a Eden Prairie power play had expired. So that's where we sit. The Fire out front trying to avenge last year's section semifinal loss against Eden Prairie. 2 teams that very well will factor in to the postseason, which will start here in just a handful of weeks. In fact, after this one, Holy Family, their game against Hill Murray canceled, so they just have 3 remaining games on their schedule. They will be heavily favored in 2 of them against Delano, Rockford, and Chaskatchan, but they do have to face Edina, undefeated Edina, in their season finale. For the second time, by the way, Holy Family losing to Edina back on January 29th, 8-0. Eden Prairie, they have 4 games remaining. Blake, Breck, Dodge County, and Minneapolis. So it should be a very good third period. You know, Eden Prairie is going to give it their A, or at least try to give it their A game. Try to get back into this one. Holy Family, a team that allows just 1.47 goals per game. So to get 2 in 1 period would certainly be a challenge, but certainly doable for Eden Prairie. They've had some good scoring chances in this game, and when you have Grace Kuipers, you always have a chance. So we're underway here in the third period. We'll see how aggressive Holy Family is along the blue lines here with this 1-goal lead. Maeve Kelly plays it along the wall. Kelly, a verbal commit to Ohio State. They've got several others. Their captain, Valentini, Brown University commit. Here's a chance out front! And they score on the rebound! Another giveaway for Eden Prairie in its own zone. And Holy Family, the first to reach 3 goals. It's Messner. We just talked about players who have verbal to the next level. She's a Vermont verbal. And she has given Holy Family a 2-goal lead for the first time in this game with her 7th goal of the year. Very similar to the goal back in the first period by Keppel, as Messner was able to force the turnover and took advantage. The initial shot saved by Gorgon, but Messner was able to lift up the rebound. So now the Fire ahead by 2. Here's Paige Holt back to the line for Conrad, and now Brown. Blocked away by Blair with the blocker save. So now the task even tougher for Eden Prairie against a team that allows under 1.5 goals per game. through center. Helmstetter. They change behind her. Nifty backhanded feed out front, and the shot blocked, though, by Jordan Hirsch. Helmstetter in front. It was sticked away by Gorgon. Hirsch now gets a return pass from Benson, plays it off the wall to center, but no further. Woike, junior, with 7 goals on the year, number 28 in white. And it's tipped back through neutral. Two minutes gone by, third period. A great start for the homestanding Holy Family Fire in their bid for their 8th consecutive win. It's Kelly. D to D. Paydosh along the wall. Messner, breakout pass deflected, but they get it on the second try to Limke. Return pass from Keppel. Off target, scooped up by Kuipers. Here she goes up the right wing. Sends it around the wall. She'll chase it down behind the Holy Family net. Keppel impedes her progress and slides it back to center where it's collected by Spanier. On the forecheck, Annabelle Maida. Able to take it away, tries to get it to Kuipers. It's swatted, though, to the corner by Knutson. And now it's center. Look out, it's Limke in a 2-on-1 with Messner. Limke, wrist shot. Smothered, though, by Gorgon. I think Limke would want that back. Put it right in the midsection of goaltender Molly Gorgon. 16 saves now for Gorgon, 15 saves on the other side for Sedona Blair. Camp, that critical go-ahead goal late in the second on that 2-on-1 where she quickly and swiftly moved it from forehand to backhand to get it around Gorgon. Will that hold up as the game winner? Kicked ahead by Kuipers. Kelly backhands it over to Helmstetter, who plays it back to Paydosh. Holy Family's made fewer mistakes in this game. All 3 Fire goals a result of either a turnover on their own zone or a turnover at the blue line, leading to an odd player rush, and that's what good teams do. Both these teams are high-quality teams, and certainly Holy Family has taken advantage of those mistakes. So far, making Eden Prairie pay. Future very bright for this Holy Family team. There are no seniors on the roster, and they've got a future gopher playing on the JV. Is that because she's a transfer ineligible for the varsity this year. So the Fire will be stacked next year, but they like their team this year as well. Spanier gets it ahead. Here's Holt. Sends it into Fire territory at the end of her shift. Good forecheck here by Bauer, being pesky, but Limke stops at the circle, checks her options, and sends it ahead off the end of the blade of Valentini. Sent right back in by Spanier. But nearly 5 minutes gone by in this third period, and Eden Prairie has seen their deficit go from 1 to 2. Off the end of the blade of Messner at center. Lotta Brown. Played right back by the Fire. They'll wave off icing as it was tipped by Messner at center. Gorgon sends it around the wall for Lotta Brown. Brown head of steam left side. Deflected away from her by Camp. And the return pass caught by Libby Camp. Here she comes, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Camp trying to get around Conrad. Ran into Pergondi, as Kelly winds and fires. Nice block shot from Lotta Brown. And ahead, Lotta Brown. Terrific pass to Rubin. Rubin from outside the blue line. It was at the end of a shift. So she just dumps it in. Here's Paydosh. Held up by Maida at neutral ice. Nice move by Maida. Trying to get to the backhand. Good work by the sophomore. Couldn't quite find enough space to get a shot off. Padosh high off the wall. This will be icing if it makes it far enough, and it will. 10:41 remaining third period. Holy Family leading 3-1 here on MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Two of the better teams in the Metro doing battle here. Holy Family trying for their 8th win in a row. They have not lost since February 9th. Messner. Certainly the easier portion of the Holy Family schedule has come in the back half. They had to face teams like Edina, Wyzetta, Blake, all in that first half. They also played Gentry Academy, which is, if you're not familiar, somewhat similar to a Shattuck St. Mary's type of a school. Here's Kuiper drawing a penalty. That's one way that Eden Prairie can get back in it. Extra skater coming on the ice. It'll be touched up, though, by the Fire. Or not yet, actually. That's out of the reach of Moss. So the extra skater out there right now for Eden Prairie on a delayed penalty. Kuiper's across to Spanier with a bit of room. Good back check, though, by Helmstetter, helping to get that puck frozen up for the Fire. But they'll be on the penalty kill for the 4th time. And expect a lot of ice time for this top line for Eden Prairie. Kuipers will stay out there for this power play. Draw one by Holy Family. See if Valentini can clear. She can. A lot of Brown. Spanier now. Good catch by Kuipers, but then poked away. Woike long distance, easy enough on the stick save by Gorgon. But precious power play seconds coming off the clock right now for the Eagles. Cross ice, lot of Brown. Collects. Charges through neutral. Has some space and a player out front. Terrific save by Blair. Brown on the rebound, firing wide to the corner. Pergondi had that chance for Eden Prairie. Best save of the game so far for the sophomore, Sedona Blair. Here's a wrist shot, missing wide by Benson. And it caroms all the way to neutral with under a minute remaining in the power play. Eden Prairie's changed up that power play unit. It's played with a high stick, but Keppel trying to take advantage. Blocker save, though, Gorgon. 40 to go in the penalty. Kuipers still out there. Playing a double shift as they changed everyone but her. Gets the feed for Pergondi. Heads up the right wing, Kuipers. Poked away to the corner. Good stick by Knutson. Kuipers still maintains, though. Toward the middle, tipped away by Camp. Open ice for Libby Camp. And rubbed out at the end of that play by Hirsch. Under 5 seconds left in the penalty. As we'll head back the other way. So Eden Prairie about to go 0 for 4 on the power play. Unless they can score one quick here. They do have an offensive zone face-off. But we're down under 8 minutes remaining in regulation. And the Holy Family defense doing it yet again. 1.47 goals allowed per game this year. If you take out that 8-0 loss against Edina, it gets even sparse from there. Fire back to full strength. Made his pass too high for Spanier to collect. Able to hold Conrad. Maida between the circles, has some space, trying to get to the forehand. Never could get the shot off as it's shoveled ahead to center by Messner. Spanier picks it back up. Sends it behind the net, did Spanier. Helmstetter, dangerous pass. Maida again from between the circles. Again, just couldn't get that shot off as the Fire collapse around her. Josie Lim, the 8th grader, Woike backhand. This is wide. Good move by Maida the other way. The sophomore for EP. Lost control of it amid a back check as it slides on to Sedona Blair with 6:46 remaining in the third. Eden Prairie still down 2. Both teams do have their timeout available here as we head down the stretch. Face-off won by Eden Prairie. Pagandi. Pass deflected back to center. And we have an offside, I believe, called against Eden Prairie. Shield could not quite keep it in the zone. Pagandi D to D, Lotta Brown. Ran out of real estate along the half wall. Played over to Kelly. And Maeve Kelly will carry to center. Hits the red line, sends it in. Kelly dumps it right back in as we head toward the 6-minute mark remaining. Danny Benson ices the puck here with 5:58 to go. Glad you're with us on mnhockey.tv. If you're just getting off work, tuning in, Josh Powers alongside our crew. 3-1 Holy Family, a goal in each period for the Fire. Eden Prairie's lone goal was a shorthanded goal by Grace Kuipers back in the second period. The goal scorers for Holy Family, Keppel in the first, Libby Camp in the second. And the third period goal, Shea Messner for Holy Family. The Fire trying for their 8th win in a row. They'll likely win 9 and 10 in a row. 8 to count them as wins. Holy Family staff probably won't want to do that, but they've got Delano Rockford and Chaska Chan coming up, 2 games that they should be pretty heavily favored in before their season-ending game against undefeated Edina. Five and a half minutes until they get that 8th win in a row. Just a 2-goal lead, though. Still time for Eden Prairie. Good pass to center for Kuipers. Tipped away, though, by Westerhouse. How about that? Freshman defending against Kuiper. Woike deflects it in. Gorgon has to cover it. The face-off with under 5 minutes remaining. Holy Family third line out there. And we have a penalty. It's a high sticking call on Holy Family. The last thing you're looking for if you're Randy Keppel, their head coach. So Eden Prairie with their 5th power play. And the time is now for the Eagles to start this comeback. And they've got their top unit out there, of course, with Grace Kuipers. So a very important power play for the visitors. Kuipers trying to create space. What a toe drag from Kuipers. Had it poked to the corner, regains it, has Lotta Brown. Her wrister blocked out front by Moss. Able to hold the zone though, Spanier. Spanier Watched by Moss, sends it to the circle. Return pass from Burgundy. Spanier fires through traffic. It was deflected to the corner. Terrific hold by Spanier. Lotta Brown wrist shot. That's also blocked. Collected by Valentini. She'll carry through center. Valentini tried to get to the backhand, lost her edge. Lotta Brown heads the other way, under 4 minutes to play. Burgundy, nice catch. She moves in and fires, but it's into the glove of Blair. With 3:43 remaining and 53 seconds remaining in the penalty. See if Coach Grossman uses a timeout here to give that top line a rest and put them back out in the power play. He will choose not to. And again, it'll be a double shift for Kuipers. She'll stay out there as they change everyone else. And now it is a timeout. So I think that's exactly the strategy here from Coach Grossman. Call that timeout, give that top line a rest, and give it one more go here. He knows how important this power play is that Eden Prairie is currently on. Down by 2, if they can get it to 1, then you can pull goaltender Gorgon and get basically another extra player advantage for the remainder of the game. I think would be if you're to draw it up your wish list here in the final 4 minutes for Coach Jamie Grossman, that would be it. Holy Family team without a senior. Could this be the year for them to break through? They'll certainly be one of the best teams in the state next year. Strong performance in this one so far, but not done yet in their quest to avenge that loss to EP last year in the section semis. We'll see what players come out for Eden Prairie. My suspicions would be that top line. Kuipers, we know she'll be out there anyway, and they will bring back that top line out for EP as suspected. So you've got Spanier along with Burgundy, Lotta Brown, Kuipers, and also Danny Benson. Trying to get this back to a 1-goal game. Now they will pull goaltender Gorgon early, and they'll get a 6th attacker out there in Haley Shield. So a 6-on-4 with an empty net for Eden Prairie. Aggressive here with under 4 to go, but that's how important this power play is. There's a shot from deep. Kuipers a chance at the near post. Smothered by goaltender Blair. Trying to hold the line, Spanier, and does. Here's a chance out front. Backhanded, high and wide by Kuipers. Calling for it, Spanier. Has to catch it behind her with 28 to go in the power play. Brown behind the net, Kuipers. Marked there by Kelly. Good physical play by Kelly. Down to 15 seconds in the advantage. Empty net open for Eden Prairie, trying to cut into the lead. The shot misses wide by Benson. And now in the corner, Burgundy. The penalty is over. Now it's a 6-on-5 with an empty net. Kuipers tried to go out front as it skips over Benson into center. So Eden Prairie has to touch up. Spanier quickly back at the line. This should be offsides and is, as Haley Shield is trying to get in the zone as quickly as she can, or she could. But Spanier was held up the blue line. So 2:34 remaining, and now they'll skate back out Gorgon. Even though the face-off's at neutral, I'm sure once they dump it in again, she'll head for the bench for the extra skater. But right now, back to 5-on-5. Eden Prairie likely will finish this game 0 for 5 on the power play. They can get that power play going. They're going to be a dangerous out in the playoffs. They've got talented players, obviously. Good shift here for Holy Family. Not having to defend in their own end so far. Spanier trying to change that. Limke a drive from just outside the circle, kicked away by Gorgon, now up to 21 saves. Pergandi up ahead to Holt, too far for her to play. Morgan pounds it right back into the zone. Under 2 minutes remaining. Holt tips it ahead, but she was in front of the red line, so icing will be the call with 1:35 remaining, and certainly Gorgon will have to remain between the pipes. Holy Family still has its timeout available. Don't know if it's necessary at this juncture. Maybe if Eden Prairie is able to score or get it to 1, you might call a timeout. Eden Prairie wins the draw. They have their top line out, probably for the duration of this 1:35, I would imagine. This could be icing, though, on the home team. It is. So heading right to the bench, Gorgon for the extra attacker, as this faceoff will be in the Holy Family end. 6-on-5 with 1:18 remaining. Eden Prairie trying for some late dramatics, but they need to get the first one before they can think about tying it, of course. Kuiper's on the draw. Wins it back to the point for Anna Brown. Off the wall, caught by Lotta Brown. Back to Anna. Winds, fires. Deflected out front, never got through. A clear here. Look at Limke with the open net. That was well defended by Spanier at neutral ice. Kuiper scoops it up with under a minute to play. Played back to the Eden Prairie end. Here's Limke, empty net, and misses wide. Spanier would have been able to block it had it been on target. And now Pergandi, but Eden Prairie running out of time. As we hit half a minute remaining, Valentini, Woike, breakout pass Limke. And now Valentini wants that empty netter. Woike will give it a try. It was deflected by Spanier wide with under 20 to go. Up ahead, it's Hirsch. Finds Holt. Under 10, Holt. Patted away, perhaps the final save for Sedona Blair in a 3-1 Holy Family win. Their 8th in a row, and one of their better wins of the year, certainly. To beat the caliber of Eden Prairie, they did beat Breck earlier in this 8-game now winning streak. But outside of that, perhaps the most impressive win of the year for Holy Family as they now move to 10-4-2. They've won 8 in a row. Eden Prairie slips below 500 at 5-6-3. A goal in each period for Holy Family. Keppel in the first, Camp in the second, and Messner in the third. The only goal for Eden Prairie, their outstanding senior forward Grace Kuipers. But Holy Family avenges their playoff loss to Eden Prairie last year with a 3-1 win here today, in Sedona Blair picks up another win. Now her 6th win of the year. Hope you enjoyed this one. 2 quality teams, quality game, but in the end, Holy Family was able to win their 8th in a row. For our crew, this is Josh Powers. Glad you enjoyed this one on mnhockey.tv. We'll see you next time here from the Victoria Ice Arena.